Hi, I'm Molly.
And I'm Noah.
You're watching Straight from the Hatch.
So this week on Lost, episode 8, titled LaFleur, or Flower.
The flower, in French. I took French.
We find out that the people are all stuck in the 70s.
Dharma time.
Nice.
So they're stuck in the 70s.
And then Sawyer cons them all into becoming part of the Dharma Initiative. They all take their own appropriate roles.
Right.
Sawyer becomes head of security. Juliet becomes a mechanic who can deliver babies.
Correct. Jin is the second-in-command enforcer.
And Daniel and Miles are just kind of hanging out. And we did see Daniel down in the time change area, right?
Oh yeah, working on the wheel. I think he's trying to change the past.
Einstein says you can't do it.
That brings us to one of our favorite moments, which was when Richard Alpert approached the Dharma Initiative camp.
Sawyer comes out and tries to talk with Richard because the deal they have is that you don't kill our people. You know, you don't kill the hostiles.
Although, I think it's like a one-sided deal, because clearly the hostiles were like bagging Amy.
Right.
And they killed Paul.
They did kill Paul, although we don't know if the bagging meant they were going to kill her.
I think they were going to take her.
They would take her away like they take the people off the plane in the beginning of the series.
Right.
So Sawyer comes out and says, I killed your people. I'm not with the Dharma Initiative, though, so don't blame them. Trying to keep the peace and keeping his con man status. But then, to really blow Richard's mind, Sawyer mentions everything that he's known about John Locke and Jughead, the nuclear bomb, if they buried it, and Richard just kind of doesn't know what's going on.
I loved when Sawyer called him Eyeliner Man, because he looks like he wears eyeliner.
I've been calling that out since the first time I saw him. I'm like, it's the eyeliner guy.
Yeah, I guess Nestor Carbonell, that's the actor who plays him, had an interview, and he was like, no, I just have really thick eyelashes. I feel kind of bad.
One more big thing that we have to consider is that I don't think Sawyer and Alpert have ever met each other directly. I think the first time we ever saw him was back in the flashback when Locke was talking to him in the when they were talking about Jughead and whatnot. So Alpert actually, this could all be plausible. It could be that Alpert has never met Sawyer, so this would be the first time seeing him in the 70s and never seeing him again when they crash again in 2000 with the Oceanic 816.
Okay, so we have this new character, much to our chagrin, and her name is Amy, and she has bad hair.
Very true. Bag hair.
Bag hair.
But she's interesting. I kind of like her when she has the earplugs in the ear and she takes them out, tricking everyone. It's pretty cool.
She has sass. I'll give her that.
But what's really important about her is she's pregnant and eventually has a baby with the help of Juliet, which hasn't happened on the island while we've been watching the show. From modern times.
Yeah, I thought that was a really nice moment. That she finally got to deliver a baby. I don't know. I teared up a little.
Touching. This whole episode is touching. LaFleur, so sensitive.
This was such a happy episode. I couldn't believe it. It's like the happiest, with the exception of Daniel.
Daniel, Mr. Emo.
Yeah.
Give him a break, though.
Yeah,
Love of his life just died.
That's true.
He's stuck in the 70s.
Yeah.
70s aren't that
He's
bad.
got, like, emotional issues, because when we met him, he was, like...
Very true. First time we saw him, he was bawling in front of a TV,
Yeah.
which is... We almost forgot about that.
Okay, so Amy, she's only really important because she's preggers. She's got a baby. And
the fact that she delivers the child is really awesome because that means something happened on the island. So now pregnant women in the 90s and 2000 couldn't have children.
she has the baby. It's a boy, but we're not given a name, which of course means that it's someone we know.
Probably.
We have our theories. Well, my theory is Ethan.
My theory, it's Paulo.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's all I can get at this time.
Okay. With the exception of a particularly awesome UPMC commercial about shoving sticks up people's noses, there was not really an adequate gore moment of the week.
So we replaced it with the awesome moment of the week, which involves a giant statue.
Right. So there's been a lot of speculation on the online boards.
We have this photo from Lost Podcast Media, and the photo of Anubis is courtesy of Wikipedia, explaining that the four-toed statue is in fact Egyptian-related, which...
brings me to my clever moment of the day. Someone's initials, Richard Alpert. Ra.
And you notice the necklace of the dead guy?
The Ankh.
The Ankh. It's also an Egyptian symbol. And even in the UPMC commercial.
Yeah.
Taking the brain out of the nose
I know.
is...
So, It all comes around to the gory, back to the gory moment. Okay,
I'll take these.
So inevitably, despite the cool stuff in this episode, it was like a love triangle episode.
A Grey's Anatomy episode.
So like all along, we see like Sawyer and the mystery person he's living with, who, I mean, they made us kind of think it could be Amy, but the big shocking twist was that it's actually Juliet.
And they say the L word together, so it's serious.
I love you. I love you.
I have a flower.
He gave her the flower. So anyways.
But inevitably, stuff gets screwed up.
Inevitably, my number one most hated person on the show has to ruin everything. Oh, there she is.
She's back. So...
As is this guy. So, my theory is that despite the fact that Juliet and Sawyer have been together for 3 years, and it's like a really good relationship, and she's normal, and she's not crazy, he's probably still gonna leave her, and she's gonna get dumped for like the 8th time for Kate, who he knew for like 3 months, and is a crazy, crazy psycho.
So then inevitably...
These two will get back together, and I'll be very sad because I feel like really played right now.
And then, coming from a guy's standpoint who
has his own perspective.
Who just wants to find out what happens to the Dharma Initiative. The whole love triangle theory, you know what's going to happen? Yeah.
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 All the ladies go to Hurley.
And that includes Jack.
And Jack.